So now we have come to the last session of today's conference, and we're going to continue our theme of education technology and next-gen issues. And the topic to be discussed is preparing our new generation for jobs that don't exist yet. So when we talk about the next generation, obviously it's a great idea to have someone from the next generation with us, and that's exactly what we've done. We have a passionate serial young entrepreneur in the field of social impact ventures, the founder of Change My India, Akshat Mittal, is with us today. Also, a social entrepreneur who founded sandyforgood.com, which is an e-commerce platform for online donations when she was only 15 years old. This is Baitui Irawadee Thawornbut is with us today. When I was 15, I was just playing video games. Amazing. Also, we have a 10-year-old CEO of the blockchain project Kid Letcoin, Kaede Takenaka, and the Finnish children's book author and CEO of Hello Ruby, Ms. Linda Liukas, is back with us again to be the moderator for what is sure to be a very interesting panel. So a round of applause for our panel of the next generation.
Wonderful. So, the topic of today's panel is preparing kids for future professions that don't exist yet. As one of the panelists pointed out immediately, that's an oxymoron of a question. That question doesn't function at all. And usually when you go to these kinds of panels, you get adults trying to answer those questions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today here we have true experts, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and future leaders of the world who are already today changing our societies for the better. And we are going to cover in this talk what they are up to right now, what future plans they have, and what made them the person they are today, what kind of people, practices, hobbies, what made them into the person they are today. But let's just do a round of introductions in the beginning. Maybe you can tell a little bit about yourself and then also the company you started.
Okay, so hi, I am Akshat Mittal. I am 16 years old and I am the founder of changemyindia.org, which is a change maker collaboration platform. I also sold my first website at the age of 13.
Wow.
I became the youngest entrepreneur in the world to ever sell a venture.
Can we get a round of applause for that? Amazing. Sweet.
Hi everyone, my name is Irawadee. You can call me Ira in short. I'm founder of sandyforgood.com, which is an online store where people can come and order donations for nonprofits all over Thailand and in rural areas. This nonprofit, actually it's a social enterprise, and we attended a competition called Win-Win War Thailand, where it's a competition for social entrepreneurs, and I got the Creative Innovation Award, and right now, we're just trying to expand our platform so that we can help rural areas and nonprofits that are benefiting from our platform. Yeah, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Hi, my name is Kaede.
We should do an applaud for that, because who was this good at explaining what they do at your age? Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Kaede. I'm 10 years old, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kid Letcoin, which is a platform that what they do is if you're a kid and you get a chore and you get paid in cryptocurrency, which is Kid, for that chore instead of paper money.
Wow, so exciting. So technology and 10 years old and already a CEO. Amazing. When you interview seasoned entrepreneurs, they often have this moment they describe as the founding of the company, where they just got this flash of insight or idea that, hey, this is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And in your case, that flash of insight came rather early. Could you maybe talk a little bit about how the idea for the company came up, and what made you believe that me as a young person, I can start to pursue this dream?
So I have a belief that age is not a barrier to do anything, and that everyone can be a change maker once they're passionate about something. So when I was 13 years old, in Delhi, the pollution levels are very high. And because of that, the chief minister announced the odd even scheme, according to which only odd numbered cars could be driven on odd dates and even numbered cars on even dates. So over a dining table discussion, we were just having dinner. So I suddenly asked my dad about his plans for the formula. And what I realized was that we Delhiites, we Indians, we are a 130 crore population, but we don't even know our next door neighbors. So a lot of times we go to the same workplace every day, but still we use two separate cars. So the idea was for the people to help the people to find their commute partners, and so the dining table discussion was a striking moment.
And we'll talk a little bit later about how you discover the skills to actually make the jump from an idea to practice. But let's hear more of these founding stories.
So I actually started off like my childhood doing a lot of charity work with nonprofits in Phuket. And because Phuket is a big city, as everyone knows, it gets a lot of help. Nonprofits get a lot of help from people that live in the city. However, I talked to nonprofits there, and they're like, you know what? We have to send some goods to the three provinces down in the south of Thailand where there's violence happening. And I'm like, wait, so you have more than enough that you need? And then they're like, yeah, actually we do. So that's when the idea came up. When I was like, hey, there's a problem in distributing goods to other places in rural areas. So I started this platform where every nonprofit has equal voice on the platform and about what they need, so that they're equally recognized throughout the whole country. Yeah.
And what about you? How does one come up with a blockchain company?
So how I got my idea was when me, my mom, and her friends were at a restaurant. They were eating and talking about stuff that I would normally not care about. When the idea of like blockchain and cryptocurrencies came up, and I asked the question, hey, why can't I have my own cryptocurrency? And that's when I got the idea of my cryptocurrency.
Amazing. And let's fast forward a little bit further in time. So now you have the idea. How do you get the skills? At this era of YouTube, do you still read books? Do you talk to people? How do you learn to do the job that needs to be done, especially since there was no company doing the things you were doing before you started it? So where do you learn things, and how do you build a learning community around you?
So there's a saying that you learn technology from technology. So I learned coding from online websites like W3 schools, and my father and my brother are also IT engineers. So they knew the basic languages, and they were always assisting me with helping me to learn the new coding languages. And then, so the scheme was around 20 to 25 days before the implementation, and wow. I started learning the websites and side by side coding the website.
Can I just highlight this to the audience? So 25 days.
25 days. The implementation, the announcement of the scheme was 25 days before the implementation.
So everyone here who feels that, oh, learning code is too difficult, it's going to take me a few years to get started, take note.
Actually, I live by this advice from Richard Branson. He said that if someone offers you something that you don't know how to do, accept it anyways and learn how to do it later. And that's been I've been doing that for the past year, where I get accepted opportunities and I meet people and they're like, hey, do you want to start this? Or, hey, do you want to try this out? And I just say yes, and then I learn through technology, searching it up. And also when I have to run this company, I also search a lot of stuff on the internet. And by also being brave and just walking up to some stranger at an event, like today, and trying to learn from them. Yeah.
If we were to do like a quick peek in your Google search history, what kind of questions have you asked in the past year? What are the things that you've kind of looked up on or asked from people? What are the things that you've needed to learn?
Okay, I think the first thing I ever asked Google about entrepreneurship is, what is market research?
Beautiful.
I did not know what it was, so
I still don't today, so I'll have to ask you after this session over here. Wonderful. And what about you?
I couldn't understand the questions, like how did I learn about blockchain?
How did you learn about blockchain? How did you decide that, hey, I can be the CEO of my own company?
How I learned about blockchain is about my mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom works in blockchain and she taught me, she literally said, you need to learn, go like a crash course on blockchain. And like, so what I learned, I took a lot of videos on blockchain and what it is. Wow. And I kind of got interested and like, I got interested in the idea of blockchain, and I decided, hey, I wanted to be like those people who want to inspire kids to do big and do great things. So I just thought, hey, I'm gonna be a CEO, the youngest CEO, to probably like set kids an example to be like, I want to like learn big too.
And are there any people who inspire you? Because there must not be very many role models of other 10-year-old CEOs out there. Who inspires you to do the work you do today? Who are your role models?
Who does the work I do today?
Who are your role models? Who inspires you? Oh,
my mom's a role model because...
Let's get a round of applause for that.
She's a role model because I look up to her every day, and even though we get into fights, we always I always look up to her because she told me this, and I'm gonna say it anyway. She came from the lowest of lows, and now she's here, and now she's right here, and I'm here, and I'm just glad that she's here for me.
Amazing. Wow. And what about you two? Have you had any role models, family members, teachers, anyone who has supported or helped you or seen the potential you have in yourself?
So first of all, it definitely has to be my mom again. She's always been there from the start and believed in me. Thank you, Mom.
Go, Moms.
I love you. And another person that I always look up to, apart from Richard Branson, is Elon Musk. I had the amazing opportunity to meet him last year.
Amazing.
And so he's just been an inspiration in terms of how he doesn't have limits in what he's gonna do next. And that's what I really want to have in like my mindset when I grow up.
Just like you said, that you should never say no to an opportunity. You should learn how to do that afterwards. So Elon Musk is basically, he can do anything in this world. So a lot of people dream of things. He actually is the one who goes in the ground and does the things.
What a time to be alive when you have role models like this growing up. So what about your future plans? When you've achieved a lot at your age, is it easy to still dream big, and what do you want to do when you grow up? That's a hard question to ask most people, but maybe for you guys it's an easier one. Maybe we start from you.
It's what I want to be when I grow up is, there's a lot of options actually, because there's a lot of things I like to do, but the two things I like to do is medicine and drama. Wow. I like drama a lot because it takes like the passion in you to be this character, and you get to learn their backstory and more like that. So I actually have two paths that I want to take. Well, three because of this company. But the two main things are like being an either actor, whatever drama is in, or being a doctor.
And I love it. We had this discussion behind this at the backstage about future, what kind of jobs will survive future AI apocalypse and machine learning revolutions. And I think drama and doctors are an interesting combination that not many computers will be able to do. What about you? What do you dream of?
Well, actually, I have two legs. One is in the real world right now. The other one is kind of casually waiting for something to happen. So the one in the real world is I want to be an engineer inventing something that has a global impact in the world.
Let's do a round of applause for that.
And the other leg that's just casually waiting is I'm still waiting for a job that doesn't exist yet. And maybe I can be the one who creates that job, and I work that job as my life. So just waiting. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I plan to take economics when I grow up, and after college I want to become an investment banker. And so the main aim of my life, even after becoming an investment banker, is always to create as much positive social impact as I can, and again to create the jobs that don't yet exist.
Wow. With you guys, I can't wait for the future to happen. The final question. Is there any advice you would give to another kid who's considering doing something or like looks up to you now and thinking like, what should I do? Is there any lessons learned? And then also for the parents in the room, how do you raise kids like you? Is there anything you can tell to the parents in the room about how to help their children further? So first advice for other kids and then an advice for parents.
Advice for kids, if you have an opportunity, go for it. I say do it, because you only get like one chance in this world. You gotta take at least like one chance to do something.
I think that could have been Elon Musk saying that. Beautiful.
And for the parents, like if you want to raise a child like me, I think that's what the question was, just expose your kid to blockchain a lot.
Beautiful. So explore them, show them different kinds of things and
Exactly.
new subjects and disciplines. Beautiful.
Exactly.
What about you?
My advice for kids is be super duper brave and don't be scared of taking risks that you are like, oh, I've never done this in school, or I'm not sure if I can do it. But just go for it and you'll learn so much more. You'll never lose from trying something new. You'll always learn something. And my advice for parents is something I really want parents right now to all listen. This is from my experience with my mom and what she's been through. So I really want parents nowadays to bring their kids outside of school and explore the world, explore the community around them, and that will really, really help your kids a lot. And another thing is, don't listen to people who tell, oh, what you're doing is wrong. A lot of parents are convinced by their adults, and I feel like if you think what is right for your kids is what you want your kids to grow up as, then choose that, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, that's good advice.
So I have two advices for the young generation. The first is that all of you should dream. At least you should try to do what your passion is, and no dream is too big. If you're passionately working towards a cause, you will go out there and achieve success. You will be successful. The second one is that on your path to success, you always face a lot of obstacles and you fail hundreds of times. But then it is the will to continue that matters. And for the parents, I believe that you should be supportive for your children at every step of their lives. Even if you know that they are going to fail, you should let them fail and learn themselves. Because so even if you just tell them that you don't do this, you're going to fail, they won't learn it themselves. They should experience it and feel the mistakes, and then they won't repeat it in the future.
Beautiful. We're unfortunately out of time for the panel, and we didn't yet solve the question of how to prepare children for work that doesn't exist yet, but I do feel like we got an inclination and an idea about how these young entrepreneurs with their curiosity, their creativity, and fearlessness are paving the way for all of us. Thank you on my behalf, and thank you on everyone else's behalf.